So you all might have heard about the Israel versus Palestine currently right now, which is going through the war between Israel and Palestine. We have seen many articles, photos and different kind of videos in the news and even in the different magazines. So now this war has a lot of history and has a lot of problems on both the sides. And not only this, there are many perspectives in this war. So today we are going to talk about many of these different kind of perspectives, and not only this, we are also going to talk about the history of these two countries. So let's get started. So this starts in between the 19th and the 20th centuries when in the country of Palestine there will be two kinds of groups formed. One is the Zionism, which means for the Jews, and one is for the Arabs. So these two are different, and these two are different according to the religions, and they want separate countries of their own religion. Even during the World War I, the British decided to give them separate lands and even promised those people that they will give and divide the country according to their religional basis. But here comes a problem. After Jews being badly treated in all over the world, the Jews finally come to Palestine and recognize it as their official country. So as Jews have nowhere to live, the UN finally decides to declare Palestine as the land of Jews, which later comes into Israel. Now the Arab countries will get angry on it, then they won't like Israel. So what they'll do is they will, in 1948, all the Arab nations decide to rebel against Israel and give some part of land to Palestine. So what happens here is Jordan occupies the West Bank, and even Egypt also comes in, which later occupies the Gaza Strip, at which the war of the present day happened. So now these two lands were given to Palestine and it was officially declared as a country. 15,000 Israel people were killed in this war, and after this war Israel was not happy with it and said it will remember about it. So later what happened is there were many wars after this because of Israel wanting its land back, and also Palestine fighting so that they can occupy more land or they can save themselves. Later comes the 1956 Suez Crisis. In this, the Arab nations again decide to fight against Israel for their own interests. So later what Israel does is it also fights back against the other Arab countries. And due to this war, what happens is, for temporary causes, Israel will occupy the Gaza Strip and it will remove the all Palestine government from there, and it will establish its own government on the Gaza Strip. Later, the Arab countries decide to form a unification which is named as United Arab Republic. So these Arab nations also decide with this formation to talk about their own interests on the top of it to fight against the Israel. Later, in 1967, there was a 6-day war with the Israel and also the Arab countries. And so what later happened is the Israel also occupied the West Bank and even the Gaza Strip. So now whole land is back to Israel. So after this, there was a treaty signed and the land of Palestine was given back to it. But the Israel occupied the west area of Jerusalem. So they proclaimed it as their capital in 1980, which the UN does not still recognize. And they even passed a law named the Jerusalem Law, which the UN claims as fake. Then later comes the Yom Kippur War. In this Yom Kippur War, what happens is again the Arab nations decide to fight against Israel for their own interests and for Palestine. So they decide to fight against Israel. So this causes into a large war which is led by Egypt and Syria. Because of this war, a lot of Israelites leave their places, and also it is declared as a big war on them. So this is recognized as one of the biggest wars on Israel after the persecution of Jews. So in this war again, the Jordan tried to occupy the Egypt tried to occupy the Suez Canal, and the Syria tried to occupy the Golan land. So with this war happened in 1973. So after this war, there was also many wars happened. So the next war is, later comes the 1982 Lebanon war. So this war is caused by a short civil war in Lebanon. So this later causes in the war against Israel, and also at the time Israel started to fight with both Palestine and Lebanon, which was a lot of problematic for it. Later, the Israel thought to decide its own government after these many wars and also after the peace treaty between Israel and Egypt in 1982. So later, the Arab nations stopped to fight against Israel. So then peace started to eventually come in both the countries. Now is Palestine had to decide its own government and who will rule on it. So the Hamas, who got the 44% of the votes there, they decided to rule the Gaza Strip, and also the Fatah party, which got the most number of votes, decided to rule over the West Bank. So everything was going well until this present days. So the land of the Gaza Strip was hand over to Hamas for their own good. They thought that Hamas will rule well, but what happened is something opposite. What happened is Hamas started to become a kind of a terrorist group which actually held a lot of missiles on Israel, and their aim was to see Israel as not as a country. They wanted to destroy Israel itself. Then later, even the Hamas were declared as a terrorist organization by many countries, for example, US and all. But only some countries like China don't recognize it as a terrorist group. There are also other countries which only consider the military wing of Hamas as a terrorist group, for example, the New Zealand. Now, let's talk about the current war which is happening currently right now. So, how did this happen? And the intelligence agency of Israel, Mossad, how did it know it? Mossad is believed to have the world's top intelligence agencies, and it works for Israel, and it's a government intelligence agency. And also Mossad is believed for its bravery and also being clever. So Mossad also didn't know anything about this war. What happened is, so there was a ongoing peace treaty between Israel and Palestine. So Israel didn't expect any war from Palestine at that crucial time. Even Egypt warned Israel government so that by telling them that there is an ongoing war and that's going to come. Then later, by grabbing this opportunity, the Hamas, they started to war on the festival day of Israelites. Due to this war, which was like 5,000 rockets at the same time, the Iron Dome system even failed to protect the Israeli people from the bombs and rockets. So due to that, thousands of people died. So because of that, even the Israel government got angry. Then they said that they'll destroy the Gaza Strip and the Hamas. So what they started to do is they even held out a new operation named the Operation Iron Swords. So with this operation, they are trying to destroy the Gaza Strip and also the Hamas, which are ruling party or ruling government right there. Even the Fatah had a lot of problems with the Hamas from before. They were having their internal conflicts. So even the Fatah was not happy with the Hamas doing these many problems to the Israel. So now what Hamas plan was, it was simple to use people so that they can get sympathy over others. So personally, the Gaza Strip people didn't want any war with Israel and everybody wanted peace. But Hamas, being Hamas, what they did is their own plan is to destroy Israel itself. But what happened is they messed up with the wrong time, because Israel also has a lot of military strength. So taking the advantage of the military strength, what the president of Israel did, they declared a war on the Gaza Strip. So before, what happens is, before every bomb or a rocket being launched at that particular area, they will inform the citizens 10 minutes before. But the Hamas party, are what they are doing is the terror organizations, they are not letting the people get out of that land. So what happens is, if the bombs really fall on that people, it will be created like a sympathy, and it will be a way so that they can point on Israel by saying they are killing the innocent people. So with this, using the many people, the Hamas saved many of their terrorists. For example, one time the Israel's defense agency sent a message or warning on that particular area on a terrorist, on which they were going to send a rocket on that particular terrorist. What happened is, now the Hamas cleverly, they made the people gather around on that area, so that Israel Defense Agency felt like these are many innocent people, so why to kill them, and it went back. So with this, they are using the people as the human shield, and they also admitted that it's their plan to use humans as a human shield so that they can survive and play around. And even not only this, the underground tunnels also trouble the Israel a lot. There are many of these tunnels in the civilian buildings. So if even Israel wants to destroy them, it should destroy a lot of buildings, and it should cause a lot of problems to the people life. That's what Israel is asking people to get out of the northern part of the Gaza Strip to the southern part. So they decided to destroy whole the northern part, and so that they can find those tunnels and destroy the Hamas itself. But what is happening is the Hamas are stopping the people and not letting them to get out of that area. So which is making again problem to Israel to destroy that particular area. So due to this ongoing war, there are many conflicts, and also the Hamas showing their personal interest, but not for their own people. Even the son of Hamas, the founder of Hamas, his son also said that all the plans of Hamas currently going on. His name is Mossab, and he is a personal book. He wrote all about Hamas and also what they are planning to do. In his books, he mentioned that the personal aim of Hamas is to destroy Israel and let Israel not to be a nation and destroy it permanently. So due to this aim, Hamas is also not only looking for its people's interest, it's not even interested on its people. It wants its own personal interest to be shown. So it's trying like to make this as Israel versus Palestine look like Israel versus Hamas. So with this, what is happening is it will portray like Israel is killing the innocent people, and it's very wrong. So I hope you like this video, guys. Please like, share and subscribe, guys. And for these more videos, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the new video. Bye.